Good afternoon. Thank you for clicking on the video. Honestly, the excitement of the Sweet 16 is upon us. Tomorrow, the games start tomorrow. It's going to be some big games. I wanted to just kind of I wanted to give my picks. I wanted to do some storylines and fun stuff like that, but we can't make a big, grandiose 40-minute video, so I'm going to try to break down and be concise and talk about the regions individually and preview some of the matchups. And one of the matchups is going to be this one. It's a really big one, and it's going to be the UCLA versus Gonzaga game. This game, Michigan State one and Kansas State, that's going to be a really, really big one too, but this one's going to be so fun. Honestly, you remember and you know it, the last time these two teams met up, Suggs had that buzzer beater right there at the end, and Gonzaga got to move on and go play in the national championship where they got the doors blown off of them and lost to Baylor. That's not what this is about, though. This is about the matchup that we have for tomorrow. I'm excited. Some things, though, I'm trying to look at it both ways of here's how Gonzaga can win, here's how UCLA can win. As I preview the game, Drew Timme, he needs to own this game, and he needs to have a double-double, get 12, 13 rebounds, score north of 22, 23 points. He needs to be on fire, and he needs to absolutely just take over, put the team on his back, say, hey, I got this, and just roll. They need to roll with him, because if they don't, it's going to be tough sledding for the Bulldogs. Another thing I looked at when I was looking at stats and watching a little bit of the condensed highlights is Hickman and Watson combined for 11 points total last game. So both of those guys need to step up because, yeah, they were shooting and they were missing, and maybe there weren't opportunities for them to score the whole time, but you got two starters who are combining for 11 points. That's not good. That's not good on paper. That doesn't look good on film. So they got to step up because if Drew Timme falls short and they need to pick up the slack and they don't, Bruins are moving on. I think because the history of this little rivalry, it's not a rivalry, but between the time they met last and I think they have played during the regular season since then, but with how tense these games have been, this is definitely going to be, 15 lead changes kind of game where the highest lead is 5 or 6 points. It's going to go down to the wire. Definitely final possessions, last seconds in the second half, if not overtime. If it goes to overtime or there's another buzzer beater. Ooh, how crazy would that be? That'd be freaking sweet. I did want to make a point, and it sounds like I'm praising Gonzaga. I'm going to praise UCLA here. Just give me a minute. But if Gonzaga wants to win this game, is get a lead and get a lead quick. And they can't just toy around and play with their food and let UCLA hang around. They let TCU hang around for way too long, and that game was a lot closer than people wanted it to be. For Gonzaga to win this game, they need to beat them on the offensive and defensive rebounds. UCLA did not have a good game rebound-wise against Northwestern. They were beat, so they got to attack the boards and win that battle. How the UCLA Bruins win? A, shut down Drew Timme, and B, shut down the bench for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Tiger Campbell last game, he only had 12 points, so he needs to show up too, and he needs to be that team leader where he gets assists, and those assists are either in three-pointers or tough contested layups that get to the foul line for 3-point possessions. Also, Jaime Jaquez, he played phenomenal. He played really good, and so did Bailey. Those guys, they need to keep it rolling, get those extra points that Gonzaga's willing to give you, because Gonzaga's going to foul you a lot. One thing that Gonzaga struggled with in their game against TCU is UCLA needs to win the turnover battle. Gonzaga likes to turn the ball over a lot. They turned it over 10 times against TCU. If UCLA can get the pressure to Drew Timme, like Hickman and Watson, and some of those players that come off the bench like Smith, and they force those turnovers, it's going to be a long day for the Bulldogs. Bruins will end up getting the big win. Those are some points of how I think Gonzaga could win the ball game or how UCLA could win it. Honestly, I can't see a victor. I want to see a victor, and I want to say, hey, I think this team's going to win. It's too close. It is too close to count. I would say just off of experience, because Gonzaga's not built like they have been the last 2 years, I would say UCLA gets the win, but I'm not going to sleep on Coach Few and Drew Timme, so it's tough. It's a tough game. Hopefully it's a good one. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.